Hello, everyone. This is United Nagas. Today we're going to talk about the short history of Sumi Naga tribe of Nagaland. We believe making this video on those topics where it is important to have basic knowledge about the subject so that the younger generation will aware about the culture and tradition of their ancestors, which help the structure and foundation of our people and our society. The Sumi Naga is one of the major Naga ethnic group inhabiting the central and southern regions of Nagaland. Zunheboto is the district of the Sumis, and they also live in districts such as Chumukadima, Dimapur, Kohima, Kifir, Mokokchung, Newland, Tuensang, Wokha, etc. There are also 7 Sumi villages in Tinsukia district of Assam. There are many stories of the origin of the Sumi tribe. The popular belief is that the Sumi tribe migrated from a beautiful place called Kejakanoma. The story says that there was a flat stone, which was not an ordinary stone. It was a magical stone because when people placed the rice on it, by nightfall the quantity of the rice became doubled. It is told that Chakasang was the eldest son, Angami the second son, and Sumi the youngest son of the first man who settled in Kejakanoma, known as Koza, the father and the mother, Kola. According to one oral tradition, after the father's death and mothers fired the magical stone and broke it into pieces. Sumi were the first to migrated from Kejakanoma and dispersed to various directions and settled at the present Sumi areas. The Sumis practiced headhunting like other Naga tribes before the arrival of the Christian missionaries and the subsequent conversion of the tribe's people to Christianity. As in the other Western Naga tribes, the principal offensive weapons of the Sumi are the spear and the dao. The crossbow, originally perhaps borrowed from tribes further east, is also used. The only defensive weapon is the shield, unless we may include pongis. No defensive armor is used by the Sumis, not even a cane helmet. Anthropological study of the Sumis is documented in the book The Sema Nagas by J.H. Hutton. Please don't forget to get the copy of it. It's very interesting. The Sumi men put on their cloths by drawing the corner of one end over the left shoulder from back to front, and then throwing the cloth round the body so that the opposite corner on the same side of the cloth at the other end falls again over the left shoulder from front to back. The dress of the Sumi woman consists principally of a short petticoat, which does not reach to the knees, wrapped round the waist and kept in place by a bead girdle. Over the top of the petticoat is worn a string of cowries as a belt, and under it a broad girdle of yellow beads extending well below the hips, so broad as to suggest that this was originally the piece de resistance of the costume, and that the petticoat underneath it is a more recent addition, particularly as weaving seems only to be a recently introduced art among Sumis, and the beads alone without any petticoat are worn by little girls. The ancestral religion of the Sumis was the worship of nature. With the arrival of Baptist missionaries in the 20th century, like other Naga tribes, today 99% of Sumis are Christians. The Sumis celebrate many festivals which have been carried down from generations. Most of these festivals usually mark the beginning of new seasons, harvesting of new crops, or victory at war. The 2 major festivals that are currently popular among them are Tuluni and Auna. Tuluni is a festival of great significance for the Sumi. This festival is marked with feasts as the occasion occurs in the bountiful season of the year. Drinking rice beer indispensably forms as part of the feasts. Rice beer is served in a goblet made of bamboo or made from the leaf of plantain. Rice beer is an everyday diet for the Nagas and Sumi Nagas in general. However, Tuluni is not a feast to celebrate or worship rice beer. Tuluni is also called Ani, the word of which denotes the season of plentiful crops. This mid-year festival is a time of communal harmony and merrymaking for the Sumi community. Slaughtering of pigs, cows, and mithun is an important feature of this festival. Tuluni is a festive season which marks season of plenty, a season to bond relationship through marriage ties, settle differences amongst friends and foes. In short, it is a season to mend broken relations and to celebrate togetherness, unity, and harmony. During this festival, the betrothed exchange basketful of gifts with meals. The fiancé is invited to a grand dinner at the fiancé's residence. Even siblings of the families of both the bride and groom exchanged dinner and packed food and meats, wrapped the traditional way in plantain leaves. It was a time of joy even for servants and housekeepers in the olden days. On this day, they were fed extra generously with good food and meat. The practice of working in groups is common for the Sumi agriculture farmers, and Tuluni is a special time for them because they get to rest and celebrate the completion of a farming season of hard work in their paddy fields. For this festival, the farmer groups, also called aloji, pool in money or other resources together to exchange, or buy pigs and cows to be slaughtered for the special day. The meat is equally divided among themselves, and some portion is kept aside for the group feast. In the midst of the feast, group leaders get extra offers of meat by way of feeding them by others. Each working group consists of 20 to 30 in number, which includes several women too. The betrothed are settled at this period. The fervors of the feast is synchronized with a chain of folk songs and ballads. In modern times, friends and members from other tribes and communities are invited to attend the feast and are entertained with a variety of traditional songs and dances. They are also served with sumptuous, authentic Sumi cuisine of smoked pork and akoni with local herbs and vegetables. Sumis have two different clan heads, Swu, Sumi, and Tuku, Tukumi. By virtue of two separate clans, the jenas and rituals differ between Swu and Tukumi. Among all other festivals and jenas, Sumis in general accept the festival of Tuluni as the most grand and important one. The new recruits are also made to join the group at this grand feast. Auna is a traditional post-harvest festival of the Sumis. Auna signifies the celebration of the season's harvest in Thanksgiving while invoking the spirit of good fortune in the new year. On this occasion, the entire community prepares and feasts on the first meal of rice drawn from the season's harvest, cooked in bamboo segments. The receptacles for cooking or serving on this occasion are freshly made, curved, or cut from locally available resources prolific and abundant in the countryside. Auna is celebrated on 13 and the 14th of November and now holds the status of the official festival of the Sumi Nagas because it falls in a dry season and accessibility for visitors in terms of road conditions are better. Tuluni is still the most respected festival for the local Sumi. We, the United Nagas, express immense joy and heartfelt wishes to all Sumi brothers and sisters for making the younger generation more aware of the Sumi's rich ancient history, philosophy of life and culture, and to foster friendship and unity among the community. We urge the Sumi community to continue demonstrating their exemplary leadership in guiding the people of Nagaland to overcome the situation we are facing today. Kuknalem.